no idea if my arms are actually 19 inches because I'm of the opinion that if you know, you're probably a horrible person.
All right, well, since I'm a horrible person, I'm going to measure my arms right now and see what they are. Coach Greg, and apparently today I'm going to try to explain to you how to get 19-inch arms. 19 inches. And the reason for this video is because Ryan Humiston made a video and it says how to grow 19-inch arms, sets and reps, etc. And so we're going to watch the video and we're going to critique it. Does it make sense? Does he give good tips, bad tips? What do I think? Do I agree, disagree? What can I add on to it? What can I take away from it? And in watching this video, it's my hopes that you will learn a thing or two in how to grow bigger arms. Whether it's 19 inches, 18 inches, 13 inches, 24 inches, anything bigger than you currently have, well, hey, that's a bonus.
No idea if my arms are actually 19 inches because I'm of the opinion that if you know, you're probably a horrible person.
All right, well, since I'm a horrible person, I'm going to measure my arms right now and see what they are. When measuring your arms, please don't cheat. Measure your arms vertically. Hold the tape exactly against your skin. Don't leave any slack and measure around the arm. And mine, 17 inches. 17 inches. So if you have 19-inch arms, that is redonkulous. At my biggest, when I was abusing steroids, I just barely beat 20 inches with the pump. My arms are 17 inches right now, and I am still, in fact, a professional bodybuilder. So perhaps in watching Ryan Humiston's video, I can again learn to grow 19 inches.
Even in my younger years of swiping on Tinder, when it got to the point when it's time to send a picture of your junk, I wouldn't fluff it or do anything. I just open my waistband, snap a picture, and say, good luck figuring that out.
And when I was in my younger days and people asked for a picture of my junk, I would just not send it.
Now, let's start with the mistakes. And one of the biggest ones is not giving arms their own day.
So that is, in fact, a good tip. If you don't have the energy to put out enough effort on biceps and triceps because you're pre-fatigued from doing greater movements beforehand, you can, in fact, benefit from doing biceps and triceps on its own day. But what else can you do? Well, you don't have to train biceps at the end of a back day. Your biceps are going to be tired when you're training your back. Your biceps and triceps will be tired after training back or chest, but you don't have to just train them at the end of the day. You can, in fact, train biceps or triceps on a different day. What I often will do is train biceps while training legs. Sounds crazy, right? Legs and biceps? But think about it. When you're resting 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes between sets of squats, leg press, leg extensions, and so on, could you not go in and do a set of preacher curls while resting your legs? Rather than sitting there for 5 minutes waiting for your legs to recover, couldn't you just take advantage of that free time when you're resting and do some bicep curls? I find for me, that is an effective way to work out. I'm resting a long time between sets. I want maximum ATP recovery. I'll do a set of leg presses, be so tired, rest 3 or 4 minutes, throw in a set of bicep curls, and then go back to the leg press. I like training that way. And so there is no one perfect way to train your arms. The best way, most likely, is the way that you enjoy that allows you to put in effort.
Yeah, if your genetic gift is arms, then you can easily tack on a few sets at the end of your workout and make progress, but that's not you. That was the kid in 7th grade that would walk around and one of his forearms would be the size of his leg.
That may have been because he was doing something in the bedroom because he wasn't being very successful on Tinder. That one forearm that was twice as big as the other, big as his leg. Not sure what that guy was doing, but probably had the proper volume for that arm.
If you're not happy with the results you're getting, it just comes down to 2 things. Either you're not connecting with your biceps and triceps when you train them.
Okay, Ryan is referring to mind-muscle connection. He's explaining you need the proper mind-muscle connection. You need to feel the bicep work. So often people throw on super heavy weights and they're swinging the weights. It looks like they're entering a limbo competition. Lose the ego, lighten the load, and find a way to truly connect with your biceps. On every single rep, you should mentally feel that muscle contract. And not just on the way up, the concentric, also on the way down, the eccentric. Lower the weight twice as slow as you raise it. You do that, I promise you will have better mind-muscle connection and you will see your arms grow.
Here's a good test. As you're sitting there, I want you to run through your body and flex a few muscles on command. Flex your bicep, your tricep, your quad. I guarantee your most developed body parts are the ones you can instantly fire.
Okay, I think that's a good tip. I'm trying it and I can equally fire all my muscles, no problem. But that does make sense since I'm an IFBB pro. I've been training for 26 years. But really sit there and try it. I do think it's good advice. He's saying flex your muscles and see if you can get that contraction. Flex your left pec, your right pec. Can you do that? Your left bicep, your right bicep. Is it hard to do that? If it's easier on one side than the other, or if you find it's hard to flex your chest without really focusing hard on it, it probably means you don't have great mind-muscle connection. For me, I've been doing this my entire life. I posed all the time, so I have great mind-muscle connection on all muscles. But that's not surprising to me. I would have thought I could do that. But if you're a beginner or perhaps an intermediate lifter, you probably don't have the best mind-muscle connection. It's not your fault. It's something that takes a lot of time to develop. I know it sounds narcissistic or egocentric. You're trying to flex and pose in the mirror, but it does have a benefit. If your biceps are pumped and you give it a flex, really flex hard, you can feel it work, you can feel it contract, and the next time you do a set of curls, you're going to feel it that much more. Do that for all your muscles. Your hamstrings, your quads, your glutes, your pecs. Whenever you're lifting weights and you don't think you have great mind-muscle connection, try practice flexing the muscle in between sets. If you do that, people might think you're weird, they might stare, but who cares? Who gives a shit? You're there to train with weights, you're there to improve your body, to look more aesthetic, to be healthy. If this can help, why not give it a try? And if you end up being a bodybuilder one day, you are going to have to pose on stage. You're going to have to get used to people watching you and judging your physique.
One thing you want to make sure you're doing is limit your rest. We're not training back or legs, so there's no reason to take 3 minutes between each set and write in your diary about how badly you were hurt.
Okay, his next tip is to limit your rest between sets. It's not a major muscle. It doesn't need as long to rest. I do agree with that. You don't need to rest as long between sets of biceps or triceps as you do for quads or your back. But please, don't rest fewer than 1 to 2 minutes between sets. If you start shortening your rest times to 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or anything under a minute, you're not allowing your body to properly recover its ATP stores. If you do set after set with not enough rest, you're going to have to lower the weight and you're not going to cause as much stimulus for muscle growth.
I would superset everything because I guarantee you're just not getting enough sets in.
But what he's saying is this. Do supersets. And his advice is go back and forth from biceps to tricep without any rest in a superset. Now, I think that's a good idea, except for I would add this, rest between these supersets. So for example, bicep curls, do a set, rest a minute, and then do a set of triceps, rest a minute, and repeat. Go back and forth with a minute rest between. In doing that, you will be fresher for each set of your arms. If you do biceps first, followed by triceps, you will be more fatigued when training your triceps. You want to be fresh for both.
I would do sets of at least 20 on everything you do because, again, we're just trying to accumulate volume.
Okay, I do agree that it's smart to accumulate volume. We need enough volume to grow our muscles. He's saying do at least 20 reps on each set. I don't agree with that. I do believe 20 reps to be quite high. I think if he had said 10 to 20 reps between sets and to go to failure on those sets, that would be a good idea. But if you're doing 20 reps plus and always to failure, that is very hard, not just physically, but mentally. Compare the effort required to do a set of 10 or 12 on bicep curls to failure versus 20 to 25 reps to failure. It's a lot harder to do a set of 20 to 25 than 10 to 12. And if you have to repeat that over and over again, eventually it's going to become too tired. You're going to start holding back. You're not going to go to failure because you're going to be thinking, if I have to do 5 more sets of 20 to failure, I'm not going to be able to do it. And so you're going to hold back and not train to failure. Ryan suggests train to failure. Go hard, go all out. What does the research say? It says you don't need to train that hard. It says probably within 3 reps of failure is hard enough. But I'm on Ryan's side here. Go friggin' harder than last time. Train harder. You look around the gym and what I see is most people don't train hard enough. Most people are holding back. So if Ryan were to say do sets of biceps and triceps with an IRR reps in reserve of 3, people would probably be like, oh, I'll hold back. And they end up holding back, but holding back too much. They could have done 5 more. So rather than that, go as hard as you can on each friggin' set. Unless you're a complete beginner, unless you're a newbie, go friggin' hard. Hard as you can. Sometimes you might even do partial reps, drop sets. Most people don't go hard enough. And yeah, you're right. If some people take this advice, they are going to overtrain. But that's maybe 5% of the population that's even close to training so hard that they might be overtraining. 5%. So 1 out of 20 of you don't listen to the advice. And guess what? You already know it's you. You know it's you. You look around the gym and you're like, why am I the only one that's training this hard? Why do I always train harder than everyone? Why am I always the hardest worker in the room? If you're that person, don't listen to this advice. You're already training too hard. But if you're everyone else, you're looking around and you're like, wow, that person trains really hard. I never train like that. You train harder. People are always trying to overcomplicate these things. Science, science, science. They can't just look around and be like, train hard and you get more results. Ryan is trying to simplify this, make it simple, easy. If you listen to his advice, you're going to make gains. Most people just don't train hard enough, so please, work your ass off, make those gains by training harder than last time.
So the question comes up, what if I can do more than 20 reps? You just keep going because your whole goal is to get that muscle to fail with as many reps as it takes, maintaining the best possible connection.
And Ryan says, well, people are going to ask, what happens if you get to 20 reps and you could do more? And he's like, well, just do more. My advice, that was a warm-up set. By the time you get to 15, you should know if 20 is going to be easy or not. If you don't know, well, are you even an intermediate lifter? I mean, of course, if you're a beginner, you're not going to know. But this is my suggestion. Once you get to 15 reps, if you're thinking, well, I'm going to be able to get 30, call it a warm-up set, stop the set, add 20 pounds, and then do it again. You're allowed to warm up. It's only going to take you an extra minute. It's not going to crush your workout. It's not junk volume to do an extra warm-up set. It's a warm-up set that's going to prepare you for the more intense, harder, heavier set that you're about to do. And my advice, you don't need to do 20 reps plus. I think 10 to 20 is a much better range of reps, with 12 to 15 for most people probably being the ideal for a combination of muscle volume and heavy enough stimulus for muscle growth to occur. Remember, time under tension is important, but it is also important to have a heavy enough load to stimulate that muscle to grow. And so hopefully this video was helpful. It certainly helped me discover that my arms are a lot smaller than I thought. 17-inch arms, I thought I had much bigger arms than that. But anyway, 17, they look pretty good. And so it's just a number. Just like your weight in the morning or your body fat percentage, it's just a number. 17-inch arms for a professional bodybuilder doesn't sound impressive. But when I flex my arm, I think it looks good. It's only 17 inches, it's not 19. It used to be 20 plus with a pump. A lot smaller, but hey, I think it looks good. Happy with it, and so who cares? Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IPE Pro. The bloops are over there. Please watch one of them. Just one. Do it for me. The harder than last time supplements, including terkestrone, creatine, all kinds of stuff going there. Also, training books. I've written 3 training books. Go and check those out. Soon to be available in hard copies. That's right. We can mail them to your door. Also, the Circle Diet book, the cookbooks, coaching plans by me and my team. Click the bell button, subscribe, please comment for the algorithm, and until next time, I am out.